following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of episode 116 of Top Rope Reality on this big Clash of the Champions weekend. Let's talk about this. The Cruiserweight Classic tournament had come to an end this couple weeks ago because we missed last week.
Yes, we did. So if you live under a rock,
you
didn't see it.
Then, yes.
If you watched part 1, we already told you who won the whole thing.
That's which I was very surprised by.
But I'm glad.
I'm glad too.
You've got to be unpredictable. Somebody actually said, that was so predictable, I knew he was going to win. No, you did not.
Oh, you liars! I know it's a bunch of liars. Because if you look at the tournament where the bracket was, you're going Zack, Sabre Jr. and Ibushi.
Yes.
In finals.
Because they were on 2 different brackets,
and
so they were going to make it down to the
bottom.
bottom.
Right there, yep.
So don't give me that. Nobody thought TJ frickin' Perkins was going to win.
No. Yeah, that's a bunch of go after the fact. I knew he was going to win from the get-go. Please.
Nope. But your first match of the semifinals, Zack Sabre Jr. from the UK took on Gran Metalik from Mexico, and Gran Metalik won, which, again, shocker.
It is a shocker, because I was definitely thinking, okay, this is Zack Sabre, here we go. Zack, and no, we didn't.
Yep.
Second match was Kota Ibushi from Japan taking on TJ Perkins from the Philippines, and TJ Perkins in a great, all these matches were great.
Great.
Beat him via submission, made him tap out.
Yes. Your third match was a special tag team match to fill out the 2 hours.
That's what I'll tell you.
Cedric Alexander from the United States of America and Noam from Scotland took on Tomasso Ciampa. Like Tampa Ciampa, actually. Tampa Ciampa. I always gotta say Tampa. I always say Ciampa, but it's Tampa Ciampa.
Ciampa, yes.
And Johnny Gargano from the United States. Team DIY. Right. And the winners are Team DIY. And then after the show was over, they got attacked by
the Revival
outside the building.
How convenient.
Now, here was the confusing part, just real fast.
Okay.
They were talking about all the people they showed leading up to the announcement, hey, we're going to start the Cruiserweights this week. Remember, they kept showcasing certain people. And then they had a list of people, and one of them was Lince Dorado. But yet, of course, he wasn't on the show Monday night. But then someone posted just like yesterday, oh, it's been announced he signed the contract. But he was already announced.
Yeah, they're behind.
But so is Noam, right?
Yes.
Wasn't he on the list?
He was on the list, but then the list got cut down to 7.
Really?
Yes. Counting the champion.
Well, the 4 in the match.
The champion and 1 more.
Champion, that's 5.
No, 2 more then.
Lince Dorado, then the other one's probably still Noam then. So, which is weird because Lince Dorado had his first match for main event, which is a SmackDown show.
I know.
Already messing it up, people.
Yeah, I can't do it right.
Still made no sense. They could have had them on Superstars. It would have made sense.
They should have been on Superstars. And the 4th match was for the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic Tournament champion.
Don't like that they called him the first ever Cruiserweight champion.
And also the Cruiserweight title. I know, very weird.
Didn't like it. Oh my word, Heavenly Father. A little offset craziness going on around here.
It was Gran Metalik taking on TJ Perkins, and your winner by submission in a great match was TJ Perkins.
Wow, my heart just literally came into my brain.
That's pretty bad.
That scared me that bad. Anyways, I get you can.
I know.
Anyway, there will be some noise in the background. We have
a
guests
in our studios. Yes.
We have guests in studios. So anyway, Anyway, little behind the scenes action here. The greatest WrestleMania pay-per-view tournament begins right now.
That's right.
So how is this going to work? Explain this, because I don't know what's going on.
WrestleMania versus WrestleMania. We only take the main event versus the main event. We decide which main event of which WrestleMania is better than the other until we come down to one.
So we're literally starting from the first one to the very last one.
That's it.
And then the second one to the one before that. So WrestleMania 1 was Hogan and Mr. T defeating Piper and Orndorff versus WrestleMania 32, which is Roman Reigns defeating Triple H for the WWF Championship.
Yes.
That's not hard to figure out.
And your winner is...
WrestleMania 1.
Yes.
Honestly.
Up next was WrestleMania 2 taking on WrestleMania 31. In WrestleMania 2, you had Hulk Hogan, the champion, defeat King Kong Bundy for the WWE Championship. Shouldn't have, but it's E now. And at WrestleMania 31, you had Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to become champion.
And your winner is WrestleMania 31.
Yes.
Because that WrestleMania 2 has been revered as one of the worst.
It is. So many places.
Up next, you got WrestleMania 3. Hogan defeating Andre the Giant. Well, we're done now. For the WWE title versus WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan defeating Batista and Randy Orton in a triple threat to win the WWE title. Unfortunately, even though it's Daniel Bryan's moment, I say the winner is WrestleMania 3.
WrestleMania was 30.
Unfortunately, WrestleMania loses because Hogan and Andre literally shaped wrestling. So WrestleMania 3 definitely wins that. So very close.
That's probably going to say it though, yes.
Out of those three, that was the hardest one to pick.
Yes, it is.
So WrestleMania 1 wins, WrestleMania 31 wins, and WrestleMania 3 wins. And you forgot to change it.
I forgot to change it.
Up next.
WrestleMania 4 taking on WrestleMania 29. In WrestleMania 4, Macho Man Randy Savage defeated the Million Dollar Man, become the new WWE Champion in the finals of that tournament, which is the only tournament they've ever had at WrestleMania.
Only tournament.
And WrestleMania 29 was John Cena defeating The Rock.
First or second?
The second time. For the WWE title. Yes, when the title was on the line, it was the second time.
So who wins? Because this is also kind of a difficult one, because I didn't know they did a second in a lifetime.
I would say WrestleMania 29, where John Cena and The Rock for the title would be.
Really? You didn't like Randy Savage winning?
I did like Randy Savage winning, but he had Hogan to help, so Hogan, he was always still, even though he won, he's still in the shadows of Hogan. Even Hogan wasn't there, he's still
because I know that the next tournament match is going to be John Cena and The Rock again, though.
Taking on Hogan and Savage.
See, and I think that the first Cena and The Rock, I'm not being biased because I was there, but the first Cena
you're being biased, aren't you?
The first Cena and The Rock was better. I'm sorry.
Okay, you convinced me. Okay, you convinced me. Fine then.
I think Savage and Million Dollar Man is better than the second Cena and The Rock match.
Okay.
And it was a bigger deal because it's the only tournament in history.
It is the only tournament in history, yes. Okay.
That was twice in a lifetime. This is truly, truly, ladies and gentlemen, once in a lifetime.
That is true. That was
so I'm saying WrestleMania 4. So we've got so far WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 3, and WrestleMania 4. So far the old ones are winning.
Yes. So next week we'll do 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 28, 27, 26, and 25.
It's a lot of numbers to keep up with, so you have fun with that.
I've got to keep up with them, yes.
And up next, we've got the meanest backstage wrestling feuds with number 9. Those two people right there.
Who hate each other's guts.
Who hate each other's guts. Gonna get a little swig.
Get a swig as Triple H versus CM Punk.
At Survivor Series 2006, Triple H and Shawn Michaels teamed with Matt and Jeff Hardy and the WWE newcomer CM Punk to take on Rated RKO. Love that tag team.
I did.
Johnny Nitro, Gregory Helms, and Mike Knox in a glorified squash match. The most generic babyface versions of DX and Team Extreme aligning for the easiest pop in the world. Unfortunately, the Philadelphia crowd ran right over DX's crowd-pleasing intro, chanting CM Punk. CM Punk. Nothing if not adaptable. The game brought Punk in to lend a hand, but it was clear he wasn't pleased. This was a guy he and Michaels had buried while watching his tryout in 2005. Now that same guy was ruining their moment. Things didn't get better The next 5 years were, from all reports, fraught with backstage tension between the two. The political animal coming to the tail end of his in-ring career, watching the rebellious upstart maneuvering to take his spot. Fast forward, not flash forward, can't do that. We fast forward to 2011, and after a false starter, CM Punk was the hottest thing in wrestling. That is until Triple H refused clearance. No. Yep. That is until Triple H, who'd gone part-time earlier that year, inserted himself in as Punk's last-minute opponent at Night of Champions after Kevin Nash mysteriously refused clearance to wrestle. Was mysteriously refused. Okay. He didn't refuse to wrestle. They didn't clear him to wrestle.
He probably did.
Probably did. Despite Punk's meteoric rise that summer, Triple H went over in a babyface versus babyface grudge match, and in the process, Punk was booked to appear to be the junior partner, a bratty kid out of his depth in the grown-ups pool. Punk's momentum sagged, which people speculated was the point. Triple H is nothing if not a smart operator. He would have known that Punk's fledgling star status needed protection from the office, the kind of protection he gave Daniel Bryan 2 years later in spades, but he chose to play the bad butt veteran babyface, putting the kid back in his place. Matters came to a head between the two in 2014 when a frustrated, exhausted, injured, and ill Punk walked out of the WWE the night after the Royal Rumble, meeting with Vince and Triple H that afternoon. Punk vented at them, telling Triple H in particular how much he resented having been held back when he'd been in white hot. That didn't clear the air in his podcast interview with Colt Cabana, which I found out they're no longer friends. That's what I'm hearing. At the end of the year, Punk revealed how days after mentioning his upcoming wedding to Triple H, WWE fired him via FedEx on the day of his marriage in a final calculated insult. Which is probably not what that had to do with. But next week...
And next week on our meanest backstage wrestling feuds, Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair. Or they had some stinkers.
They did have some stinkers. I think they get along now, but they did not get along back in the day. But next time, in part 3, talk about it.
Part 3.
The draft returns.
Sort of. Come on back to part 3 next week to find out what we're talking about when you said the draft returns. Sort of. Up next in part 4 of the list.
That does not miss.
As we're 20 minutes away from Clash of the Champions. I almost said Night of the Champions. We got our story time, the final chapter, Father-Sons. We got Stars Who Fed Us the Guy. And also the biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 90s, but did not. Bret Hart versus Lex Luger. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a car.
Seen a few clicks.